time is coming, Alicent. The king will die. Prepare Aegon to rule, or cleave to Rhaenyra and pray for her mercy.
Your father was a good man.
As is yours, who took his place.
I wish to propose a marriage between your son and my daughter.
I know this union will not change your appetites. So we perform our duties, and each of us dines as we see fit.
So you want me to be your whore?
There's been a rumor of a lapse of morals.
The sin you allude to, I have committed it.
Do you know what color the beacon on the high tower glows when Old Town calls its banners to war?
Green.
My prince, I was sorry to hear about your lady wife.
Yes, I'm positively bereft.
Sir Laenor is dear to me, as the princess is to you. If no secrets are kept safe, and so are we all.
A boy. I've just heard.
In 6, we have the time jump and the changeover of actors, and it felt like a second pilot.
Princess, the Queen has requested that the child be brought to her immediately.
Episode 6 was one of the big leaps for us because you're not only jumping forward 10 years in time, but you're recasting the show midway through.
Do keep trying, Selena. Sooner or later, you may get one who looks like you. I have to believe that in the end, honor and decency will prevail.
After having his heart broken, Kristen Cole has found a new muse in Alicent.
His loyalties have shifted completely because Alicent's the one who pulled him out at the moment at which he was at his lowest, and now he's sworn his vows to her.
She tells him we must do what's right and remain on the side of righteousness. He takes that as a reason and an excuse to expose as much as possible Rhaenyra's wrongdoings, and Kristen Cole cannot help himself.
Your interest in the Princeling's training is quite unusual, Commander. Most men would only have that kind of devotion toward a cousin, or a brother, or a son.
Kristen Cole was not there to fight back. Kristen Cole's rationale is, if I can goad this guy into a fight,
Say it again!
it proves the point.
Say it again!
All as a match.
You have laid us open to accusations of an uglier treachery.
This has been percolating for a long time, the pressure that Rhaenyra is under, and it seems that finally she has reached a point where the lie is too much to bear.
People have eyes, boy.
She's living multiple lies at once, believing she's getting away with it, and ultimately no one's buying it. When Viserys names her heir, that comes with an understanding that she'll have to change. But that piece of information is never received, and so behaviors that she had previously are suddenly met completely differently. Wait. My son, Jacaerys, will inherit the Iron Throne after me. I propose we betroth him to your daughter, Helena. Let them rule together. There's a sort of territory war going on over her father. There's a desire to be on the inside of the family, that she can't quite budge.
A most judicious proposition.
This fear of ill feeling being fed to her father by Alicent is so present, it sits on her, and is the thing that currently ties her to King's Landing and stops her being able to leave.
Daemon's tried to remove himself from Westerosi politics and go live across the sea in a place where it can't affect him and twist him the way that it always did when he was at home.
A toast to Aegon the Conqueror.
He's living a sort of luxurious life and doing whatever he wants, really.
We sort of visualized that sequence as being a short film that would stand on its own, that's a marriage slowly unraveling in the middle of nowhere.
Do you never long for home?
No.
I don't believe you.
Believe what you please.
We've already had one person die sort of in their childbirth bed, and I just felt like Laena doesn't go that way. She's gonna go out like a warrior.
She's unwilling to go the same way that Emma did. And the irony there is that Daemon is faced with the same decision that Viserys was in the pilot, and Daemon made a joke of it.
Vhagar! Dracarys! Dracarys!
Lena!
She's a dragon rider. She wants to die a dragon rider's death.
Episode 6 it brings into focus one of our villains, and that's Larys.
The Queen makes a wish. What servant of the realm would not strive to fulfill it? He's one of the only people who listens to her properly, and I think he feels he's the only one who sees her truly. Your father was a good man.
He's a player, and he's looking into the future and seeing what she is going to be. And he sort of placed his chips, and then will wait for that to come home for him.
You cannot say your father would be impartial in this matter.
No, but he would be partial to me.
When she says, I wish my father were here, a normal person would say, oh, I'm so sorry for you, why don't you write him a letter? Larys hears, go out and kill my father and my brother so that the king doesn't have a hand so you can bring your father back.
By claiming that he did it as a favor to her, he catches Alicent in a net. So he gets a much bigger prize in that than just becoming the Lord of Harrenhal. And we had 2 deaths by fire in the episode. At the end of the day, both Daemon and Rhaenyra lose the person who had shored them up and given them the ability to maintain the life that they had been living.
We're leaving.
To Dragonstone, then?
I should have left years ago.
Now this is adult Rhaenyra. She's no longer the impetuous teenager. She's much more thoughtful and calculating in the way that she approaches things.
In the end, episode 6 is the beginning of the shift where the story starts to become about the children. It's not just Viserys and Daemon and Rhaenyra and Alicent. It's also this new group of kids. It's Aemond and Aegon and Jace and Luke. It's multi-generational.
It is a story about family and about parents and children. And so one of the themes that we are exploring is family beefs getting passed on to our children and things that we do for our children that we maybe shouldn't.
Those are the children that are going to essentially fight in this coming war together. There's a whole bunch of unsaid, unspoken drama within these families, and Viserys' deeply seated internal family problems come to boil over later on in the series.
You may do as you wish, husband. When I am cold in my grave.
Alicent.